Hi everyone, I am Sarah. Most of you probably don't recognize me, but a few of you might. I am here for the summer interning with Tammy at Norms and doing a little bit of stuff behind the coffee bar. But this week I have the privilege of doing the video and I'm super excited about it. I got my coffee and I think I'm very energized and ready to go. I'm actually also sitting outside because the word this week is gentleness, and I find that when I sit outside, I am the most at peace. I really enjoy being outside in nature and just listening to the birds sing. And honestly, even the cars. I think it's really sweet just to be outside and enjoy nature. So yeah, and that brings us back to gentleness. The definition of gentleness is kind, careful, tender-hearted, and just very sweet. And a couple other words that came to mind when I was thinking about gentleness was the word lightness. Someone who's just very light and their presence is very gentle and you can just kind of feel it. Someone who's considerate, someone who is selfless, and yeah, just very down to earth is what I think of when I think of the word gentleness. And when I thought of the word gentle, I was thinking of examples that I could give. And a big example that I would have to think of is our mothers. I know that my mom has always been so gentle and kind and tender-hearted and selfless and hardworking. And when I look at her, I see someone who's very strong. And the word gentle just reminds me of my mom. And another example I thought of was actually the other day I found a stray dog. And I was like, I have to find its owner. But sometimes that stray dog isn't going to come running to you if you are showing any kind of harm or any kind of violence. So you have to be very gentle when the dog is approaching you or you're approaching the dog, because the dog wants to know that you are a gentle person and you're going to be kind and caring towards it. So yeah, whenever I found the dog, I knew I needed to be gentle because it wasn't going to approach somebody who's trying to hurt them. So that's another example, is when people are approaching you, and yeah, it's just super important to let them know that you care and that that they are important to you and that you want to listen, and yeah, just someone who's very sweet towards people. That's a big sign of gentleness. And the opposite of gentleness, like I kind of said before, is someone who's violent or someone who is harmful or someone who doesn't take the time to listen. And something I've really learned is that gentleness is a strength. It's something that we should strive for, and it's not a weakness. So yeah, so to be gentle is to be strong. And I hope that you guys can talk about this at home with your families, how you can be gentle towards each other and how it's important. And yeah, so that's really all I have for you, but I hope that this sparks conversation and that you could come up with more examples of how you can be gentle towards one another and amongst your family. Maybe you have siblings who aren't so gentle. I definitely grew up that way. I mean, I have 3 brothers, so we were always roughing it with each other, but hopefully you can come up with examples of how to be gentle with each other. And yeah, so I hope this helps, and I hope that you guys all have a good Sunday.